Today we are in Boston, Massachusetts. I'm not gonna make the intro too long because we're gonna have a full day of filming, but basically we're gonna kind of put a bunch of activities that we do all in one day and call it like a day in Boston. All the food ones will be separate, all the activities will be together. Hopefully you'll find this interesting. Never been here before, my parents have. They're gonna take us around, got a full day planned. It's also 40 degrees and feels like 29. Let's go check it out. Look at these trees, something you don't really see in Florida. We used to live in Missouri and this is how the trees look too, so it's good to see them again. Just for a reference, here is the Embassy Suites we stayed at, so that's kind of where we're starting to head to the subway from. Got a bunch of leaves here piled up against the fence. Airport T Station. Here are some ticket pricing. Got our Charlie card. Tap here. To downtown Boston. It's on its way. Here we go. Made it to our stop. The T subway system here in Boston is the first one in America. And it 1897. Sure sounds like it's the original. All right. Here are the first views of Boston. Look at all these birds. Boston Common, founded 1634. It's like Home Alone. Wow. Check this out. Feed the birds. Old fountain over here. Here's the first Dunkin' we have seen in Boston, and McDonald's. Here we have the Visitor Information Center. And some kind of art over here. Art sculpture. Got some gifts in here, playing cards, stickers. Harvard.
Boston baked beans.
Here is the start of the Freedom Trail. He gave us a map, but I got a Harvard sticker, Boston baked beans, and can you grab those? And then just a regular Boston. Start of the trail. Timber is our tour guide. You ready to teach us?
We are starting in the Boston Common area. Boston Common. 1634 is when it was established. For thousands of years in Massachusetts.
Just read it all.
No. Oh, there's a lot to read.
We're gonna keep walking this way. Here we go, Freedom Trail. Does everybody have steps counted like on your watches?
I mean, I have my watch. So.
All right.
1630, Puritans established the town of Boston. 1634, Boston Common was established. That's as far as I'm going because I don't know anything else.
Here's that fountain we walked by earlier.
The Common was not always a place of recreation. It also was a site for puritanical punishments. Home to the whipping post and the confining framework known as the pillories. Pirates, murderers, and accused witches were hanged from the tree known as the Great Elm, now gone. The Boston Common was a place for celebration as well. Bonfires and fireworks celebrated the repeal of the Stamp Act and the end of the Revolutionary War. Boston Common continues to be a stage for free speech and public assembly. Here during the 20th century, Charles Lindbergh promoted commercial aviation.
Also, we should point out, this is at the Visitor Center, this book. Little booklet thing that talks about it.
It also says Martin Luther King Jr. had a civil rights rally. Pope John Paul II celebrated Mass to a gathered crowd here.
We do have this hawk right here, look at it.
You're now approaching the Massachusetts State House. I don't know anything about it, so I'm gonna read it real quick.
There are a lot of stairs out here. Liberty Mall dedicated October 27, 1917 to our soldiers and sailors in the Great War.
Ready for this? There's some really interesting information. The land for the building was originally used as John Hancock's cow pasture. The State House's golden dome, its most distinct feature, once made of wood, was later overlaid with copper by Paul Revere.
Wow, that's interesting. I don't know if you can read this or not. It says the Freedom Trail, Park Street Church this way, but we lost our little brick road. Oh. We're just on one street over. The street inside the park still has the brick road, so we're just slightly off the trail.
In 1809, 10 people met in a home on Beacon Hill to discuss the organization of a Trinitarian Congregational Church in this area. In May 1809, the first stone was laid at the corner of Park and Tremont Streets, atop the site of Boston's Town Grain Storage Building, or granary. And less than 8 months later, Park Street Church was complete.
Here we have Park Street Church.
Oh, here's a little tidbit.
I mean, they still have church there.
Oh, wow.
The church was home to many social causes, and the anthem, America, My Country 'Tis of Thee, was first sung from the steps of the church in 1831.
Wow.
Still an active church.
Yeah, still an active church. (1809).
Granary Burying Ground. Established in 1660, the granary is notable as the resting place of Boston's most famous citizens. Named for the 12,000 bushel grain store, blah, blah, blah. Okay, a large rounded structure located near the central obelisk that marks the graves of Benjamin Franklin's parents is an infant's tomb where hundreds of children have been interred. There's an elaborately embellished marker of John Hancock's tomb, a large monument for Paul Revere placed in the 19th century next to the smaller, older slate marker for him, and bookend monuments in the two front corners to represent patriots James Otis and Samuel Adams. Adjacent to the Samuel Adams monument is the grave marker for the victims of the Boston Massacre, Crispus Attucks, not Atticus, Samuel Gray, Samuel Maverick, James Caldwell, and Patrick Carr.
All right, we're going in. We got a guide. We'll share. Thank you. So this just shows you where the stuff's at here?
Yeah, he put this together. So
Oh, that's nice.
you can donate.
Look how old this is.
Well,
Wow. Franklin. Here's Benjamin Franklin's parents. That's the big Franklin thing here. Here's a memorial sets to mark the grave of John Hancock. Little did he know that his name is widely used still today. Can I get your John Hancock, please? John Foster Williams was the first master of the U.S. Revenue Cutter, which was the forerunner of the United States Coast Guard. And here we have it, Paul Revere, born 1734, died 1818. Revere's tomb. We forgot to show here Samuel Adams. Gonna continue down the trail here. Omni Parker House.
in 1668, King's Chapel was established as the first Anglican congregation in New England. The royal governor was unable to purchase land to build a church from predominantly Puritan landowners. Therefore, the first King's Chapel, a small wooden church, was built in 1688 on part of the land.
Oh, and this is King's Chapel. Right here next to King's Chapel, we've got the burying grounds. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's creepy. John Welch. It's kind of creepy.
First burying ground and the only burying place for nearly 30 years.
So this is the oldest burying ground?
It boasts a multitude of illustrious residents, such as John Winthrop, Massachusetts' first governor, and Mary Chilton, who, according to legend, was the first woman to step off the Mayflower.
Also, the brick road goes, it'll take you two separate ways, but like one way just takes you so you can go see the burying ground. The other way will take you back on the trail. Back on the Freedom Trail. Boston's old city hall.
Founded on April 23rd, 1635, Boston Latin is America's oldest public school.
It's fun to just look at all the downtown buildings. So much history. There's no way we're going to be able to show it all, obviously, in this video, but do our best. Look at this Walgreens. The Boston 5 Cent Savings Bank building.
The building that would become known as the Old Corner Bookstore began as an apothecary shop. In 1718, it was built by Dr. Thomas Creese on property that once belonged to the Puritan dissident Anne Hutchinson. In 1828, a bookstore and printing shop was opened and flourished through 1903. It produced the works of Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, Harriet Beecher Stowe, Nathaniel Hawthorne, Ralph Waldo Emerson, John Greenleaf Whittier, Oliver Wendell Holmes Sr., and Louisa May Alcott, many of whom were frequent visitors to the building. During the bookstore's heyday, the corner of School and Washington Streets came to be known as Parnassus Corner, a reference to the mountain home of the 12 muses of Greek mythology. Scheduled to be demolished for a parking garage in 1960, Bostonians rallied to purchase the property and restore it.
Unfortunately, it's now a Chipotle, so here's the oldest bookstore. A Chipotle. It does look really cool. This is a massive Walgreens. Follow the path. So, see where the Boston Tea Party began. Open daily 10 to 5.
Built in 1729, Old South Meeting House was the biggest building in all of colonial Boston and the stage for some of the most dramatic events leading up to the American Revolution. None more important than a meeting that occurred on December 16, 1773. Over 30 tons of taxable tea set in the holds of 3 ships. If the tea was unloaded, a tax would have to be paid to England, and colonists did not want to pay the tea tax when they had no representative in British government. Over 5,000 colonists gathered at the Old South Meeting House for massive meetings to decide what was to be done with the tea. On the evening of December 16th, after the failure of a final attempt to have the tea sent back to England, Samuel Adams addressed the crowd saying, "This meeting can do nothing more to save the country." Adams' words have been interpreted as a signal to the Sons of Liberty to begin the Tea Party.
So it's $10 to go in it. We have a pretty full schedule today, so we're gonna skip that one. That's probably a pretty cool place to check out.
It was Faneuil Hall in 1764 that Americans first protested against the Sugar Act and the Stamp Act. No taxation without representation.
Heading toward Faneuil Hall. This is the old State House, the museum and Boston Massacre site. So right there.
Yeah, they have this thing right here.
Oh. Site of the Boston Massacre. March 5th, 1770. Old building. There's a map of the Freedom Trail. Faneuil Hall, shops, visitor center. You can see the trail keeps going this way. Registered National Historic Landmark. 1963 is when it was put on the list. Greetings from Boston. Okay, so it's just... Oh, they got passport stamps right here. There's North Market, Quincy Market, South Market. We pulled over and got some Dunkin' real quick, but gonna continue down the Freedom Trail. Heading toward Paul Revere's house. Now we will be doing a separate video of The Ye Old Union Oyster House, established 1826, because that's where we have a reservation at 11:30. It's about 10:40 right now. Yankee Publishing Building. While we're waiting to go into the Union Oyster House, here's the Green Dragon Tavern. What's it say? The secret meeting place.
Sons of Liberty and the Lords of West headquarters of the Revolution.
Wow. And right across, Bell in Hand Tavern, which is oldest tavern in America. The Bell in Hand, oldest continuously run tavern. They got a farmer's market going on right now. We'll pause on this portion of the video just because we're gonna go to the Union Oyster House. Now that we ate at the Union Oyster House, we're gonna continue on the Freedom Trail. So since we just ate, we're actually not gonna get anything from the Bell in Hand, but you can at least see what they offer. It's a pretty cool spot. Still follow the bricks, heading this way. Next stop is Paul Revere's house. Paul Revere's house, first right, first left. Paul Revere's house should be up here. Right on up here. Here's Paul Revere's house. $6. So look, you can't do any photography inside. So we are going to go in, but unfortunately we won't be able to film or any of that. They allow it outside, but not inside. So unfortunately, I guess just look on Google at some of the photos, but this is it right here. No photography or video. So we will have to turn it off for this one, but here you go. That's worth the money to go through. Pretty awesome. Is this the visitor center? Oh yeah, I love that. Hello, gift shop. Look at the playing cards.
Window of the admission.
Oh yeah, we need to get a stamp. They do have restrooms in here, and then midnight ride exhibit downstairs. Here we have the Revere mortar and the Revere bell. Also, it's not known, but they think he was around 5'7", as that was kind of the average height for people in Boston at that time. He was also a dentist, and fun fact, people in New England, America, were usually taller than people in England at that time because of nutrition, so they often use their height as intimidation. And we do have some stamps right here. Yeah, this is awesome. Really cool to see. We're gonna keep going up the trail. That's something to see though, that's awesome. That's cool, that's the oldest house right there. This store has been family owned since 1894. There's a Roman Catholic church founded 1873. It's also the first Roman Catholic church in New England, built by Italian immigrants. The Old North Church this way. This is where the 1 if by land, 2 if by sea. Here we have the Paul Revere statue with see the church in the background there. The Old North Church, 1723. Some hours. Look at their piping system here. It goes all the way down here. Think about the old days when you had the old bathroom chambers. They'd throw them out the window on the streets below. It is $5 to get into the church, but we are going to skip it this time. The signal lanterns of Paul Revere displayed in the steeple of the church. Displayed in the steeple of this church, warned the country of the march of the British troops. There we go. So it would have been up there where you could see the lantern, although they've had to rebuild it twice because I think 2 times it's been knocked down due to hurricanes. The next spot we're heading to. All right, we're at the little burying ground here. Next on the Freedom Trail. Look at this unique building. We're gonna head to Bunker Hill, which is the first major battle of the American Revolution. There's TD Garden where the Boston Celtics play. We have seen, Timber and I have seen a lot of NBA arenas. I will say this is slightly scary, not really having much protection from the water here. Cold?
It's a little chilly.
This is the long haul of the trip. St. Mary's School, St. Mary Church. Oh, we made it. Bunker Hill. Grounds are open 1 to 4. The museum 12 to 4:30. Fought June 17, 1775. So you can go to the top of it, but there's 294 steps. Now we're gonna head toward the old boat, USS Constitution, Old Ironsides. We are heading down here toward the ship, Boston Naval Shipyard. USS Constitution Museum up ahead. Speaking of Bunker Hill, this tablet marks the point where the British reinforcements landed. They've got mini golf out here. Only a few holes, but that's still pretty cool. 9 holes. And the mini golf is free. Now, the museum and the ship are free, but they do suggest donation amounts. So yeah, it's a small donation of whatever you want to give, but it just has some history here. Actually, a lot of history. Look at this. This axe was used to build the ship. Paul Revere made some of these bolts, but look how big this is. Wow. And here we have a nice little gift shop. Here are the 2 ships. That's where we're heading. They do have security through here, but look at this. And then you get to go on the ship. That's crazy. You could just, how they built this. Here's the ship. I don't know how you would build this. Whoa, can you go down there?
I probably actually pay for it.
Showed in the bathroom that they had a place where they went to the bathroom at the front of the ship. This is really cool. Oh, here you go. I guess we'll go on down there. Pretty steep, but this is awesome. Face the ladder while descending. This is not easy when you are tall. Definitely watch your head. Wow. Yeah, this reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean, which is my favorite movie, so this is awesome. You can go down again?
This is just like the best day ever.
Yeah, this is awesome. This is cool. All right, let's do it. I literally can't fit. Look. Wow, this is sleeping at sea. How would you make this? How in the world would you make something like this? Whew. You want to show them? This is awesome. I love this. Oh, it's over here. Look at that, even another one. Yeah, this is pretty crazy. The little buckets they had were fire buckets, and they would be for, obviously, if there was a fire, you wouldn't want the whole ship to burn down, so you had fire buckets placed everywhere down here. Guess we're back on the middle level here. Here's the captain's area.
Wow.
Yeah, that is nice. Back there, just kind of see the room in there. This is really cool. This is one of my favorite things so far. I love this old ship. Yeah, so you can also go on this one, it looks like. I love this ship. It was awesome. I'd hate to be up top there though, but. So that was all of the Freedom Trail. Now we're gonna go catch the ferry now. Ferry this way. Over here we have the ferry we're gonna get on. Some times and pricing. Made it off the ferry. That's much better than walking all the way back around again. Gonna take the T to Boston Tea Party. Through a series of subway rides, we are 8 minutes away from the Boston Tea Party. Boston Tea Party Museum. Made it. This has been an all over the place video, but oh, you're good. You're good. Thank you. But we're about done. My phone's about to die too, so we'll see how that goes. It's a full day in Boston. So the tours are sold out. Sold out for the day. And this is what the gift shop looks like. So yeah, unfortunately we won't get to go throw any tea out in the harbor today, but if you're watching this video and you're gonna plan on doing it, get here early. Actually a really neat gift shop. They have tea bricks here with an expiration date of August of 2072.
What?
Tea bricks.
We're heading to Abigail's tea room. Although we get to see they are throwing some tea. That looks fun for like kids and stuff. That looks really cool to throw that tea. They have restrooms in here. Please pay here. Oh, cookies. Pastries and sweets. Taste 5 historic colonial teas. Whoa. A green strawberry papaya tea. Also a black sweet tea and then a strawberry tea. I got the black sweet tea. Oh, here's the different tea tastings. That's neat. View of the boat here, throwing the tea in the harbor. I think the plan is we're gonna take the tea to JFK Childhood Home, and then basically that might be most of the day. We're gonna end up at Cheers tonight, but that'll be a separate video. We got off here. There's a Dunkin'. We're gonna walk to the JFK house. So it's only 5:30. Looks like it's 9 o'clock out here, but here's the JFK historic site. 1/4 mile this way. When we reached out to them, they only are open like in summer hours, and they're now on winter hours, which they're not open for tours. But I reached out to them and they sent us some passport stickers. Here it is. So again, during normal hours, you can go in and tour it, but in the winter hours, they close it. You have to do it by appointment only, I guess I should say. You would reach out to them and they said typically they don't do it on the weekends. It's only during the week, maybe like Wednesday. It's a nice house, but then you would schedule it with them. I think we'll take the T to Fenway just to look at it, and then to Cheers, and that's the day. Fenway's right here. Got the green monster wall. It's hard to see because the bright lights. Hopefully we'll get a little closer. Got all the locks on the fencing here, but Fenway is literally right off the road. Awesome, here we have it, Fenway Park. Fenway Park. I don't know if you can read those little signs up there, but green monster. Here it is. This is really cool. Wow, look at this. Fenway Park, home of the Boston Red Sox. That was our full day in Boston. Not gonna make the outro that long. How many steps or miles did we go?
I had to look.
While you're doing that, I'll just say it was awesome. Couldn't show everything in this video just because it would have been like a 2-day video. I guess a 1-day video. We're only here for 1 day, but really enjoyed everything. It's a city I would recommend going to for sure, and walking around checking all the historic stuff.
9 miles.
9 miles. Ooh.
22,000 steps.
22,000 steps. I think we're gonna call it though. We're gonna go.
10 flights of stairs climbed.
Oh wow, that's crazy too. But we're gonna go to Cheers, and then that'll be a separate video. But after that, gonna go back to the hotel and sleep. With that being said, that does it for today. Thanks for watching.